Hello, everyone. I am Shaylin. Today, we're going to talk about a very common situation. Imagine you are traveling in a new country. You are having a wonderful time, but suddenly you really need to use the toilet. You ask someone, "Where is the washroom?" But they just look at you with a confused face. Why didn't they understand you? Well, the English language is a bit funny. Different countries use very different words for the room with the toilet in it. Today, we're going to learn exactly what to say, whether you are in America, Canada, the UK, or Australia. By the end of this video, you will feel completely confident asking for this very important room anywhere in the world. Let's start by listening to a conversation between two friends, Sarah from Canada and Mark from England, who are traveling together.
Oh, wow, this museum is huge. We've been walking for hours. Mark, before we look at the next exhibit, I really need to use the washroom. Do you know where it is?
The washroom? Oh, right, you mean the toilet. Let me check the map. I don't see anything called a washroom here, Sarah.
Really? Sometimes the signs say restroom or bathroom. Can you look for those words?
Let me see. Well, there is a sign over there that says WC. I think that is what we are looking for. I actually need to nip to the loo myself.
The loo? You British people have such funny words. In North America, if I ask for the loo, nobody will know what I mean. I usually just ask for the ladies' room.
And if I'm in London, I just look for the gents. But, when I visited your family in New York, I asked someone in a restaurant, "Where is the toilet?" And they looked quite shocked.
That is because in America, saying the word toilet can sound a bit too direct or impolite. People prefer to say bathroom or restroom. We only really use the word washroom in Canada.
It is so confusing. But look, there's an information desk. Let's just ask the staff. Excuse me, could you point us to the nearest restrooms?
Certainly. The ladies' room is down that hall to the left, and the men's room is just to the right. Thank you so much. See, Mark? Restroom works perfectly here.
Fair enough. I'll remember that for the rest of our trip.
All right, so now, did you hear how confused Sarah and Mark were in that conversation? They were talking about the exact same room, but they used completely different words. If you have ever felt confused by this, you are not alone. It is a very common challenge for English learners. But don't worry, we are going to look at this together step by step, so you always know exactly what to say and where to say it. First, let's imagine you are traveling in the United States. In our conversation, Sarah said she looks for the restroom or the bathroom. These are the absolute best words to use in America. Now, you might be thinking, but Shaylin, there is no bed to rest in and no bathtub to take a bath. And you are completely right. But in American English, saying the word toilet feels a little too direct or impolite. So Americans say bathroom or restroom to be polite. Next, let's cross the border into Canada. Listen to what Sarah said. We only really use the word washroom in Canada. This is a very special Canadian word. If you use it in America, people might look at you with a confused face. But if you are visiting cities like Toronto or Vancouver, washroom is the perfect word to use. Now, let's fly across the ocean to the United Kingdom or Australia. Mark said to Sarah, "Oh, right, you mean the toilet." In these countries, it is perfectly polite and normal to just say toilet. No one will be shocked. Mark also used a fun British slang word. He said, "I need to nip to the loo." The word loo simply means toilet. It is very casual, friendly, and popular in the UK. What about when we talk about public rooms specifically for men and women? Sarah mentioned she asks for the ladies' room. In North America, we don't usually say women's bathroom. It sounds much more natural to say the ladies' room, and for men, the men's room. Mark added that in England, men often look for the gents. Gents is just a short, friendly way to say gentleman. Finally, what if you are in a busy place and just want to look for a sign? Mark pointed out a sign that said WC. WC stands for water closet. You really don't need to say water closet out loud because it is a very old-fashioned phrase, but you will see the letters WC on doors in airports, museums, and tourist spots all over Europe and Asia, so it's a great sign to remember. Okay, now you know all the vocabulary, but how do you ask the question politely in real life? The sentence structure is very simple. Always start with "excuse me" to get someone's attention politely. Then say, "Where is the," and add the local word. For example, in New York, you would say, "Excuse me, where is the restroom?" In London, you would say, "Excuse me, where is the toilet?" If you want to sound really natural and confident, you can try the exact phrase Mark used with the museum staff. He asked, "Could you point us to the nearest restroom?" This is a wonderful, polite way to ask for directions. And here's one simple tip. If you are not sure, you can always say, "Excuse me, where is the bathroom?" This works almost everywhere, and people will understand you even if they use a different word. Let's do a very quick review. In the US, use bathroom or restroom. In Canada, use washroom. In the UK or Australia, use toilet or the loo, and look for the WC sign when you travel. Now, I have a question for you to practice what you have learned. I want you to think about the country you live in right now. What English word do people usually use for the toilet room in your country? Or what word do you feel most comfortable using? Please write your answer in the comments below. I love reading your comments, and it's a great way to practice your English writing. If you enjoyed our lesson today and found it helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to the JISH Learn English Podcast so you never miss a new lesson. Thank you so much for learning with me today. See you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.